But regardless, we're going into our penultimate game for the day for this group's rank decision, as we now have the desert on the way. Matchroom and Cammy gonna bring you all the action.
PGC 2021, presented by Alienware and Toomey. I bet you guys didn't think that I was going to say it that time, but guess what? I'm probably going to say it one more. Another Southern Plain Path, Cam.
Yeah, okay, like I said, the previous one could have been a lot worse. This is one of those ones that's a lot worse. But hey, listen, when you get a plain path like this, that only increases the chance of island ending. So that's definitely what we're going to be looking for, us on the viewers. The players crossing their fingers and hoping that they don't have to mess with any of that nonsense.
I'm eyeing it out, and this is such a peculiar situation because just so many of the storylines and what we see going on, most notably like the AAA and the 17 fights around Picado, so many of these different contention points, we're seeing everybody have to constantly lean into secondary drops closer to the south. And what a lot of this is, based off of what we're seeing with Attack All Around in 17, a lot of these teams are jockeying for positions and saying, I want this, and having to fight for it. With the craziness of these circles, we're not getting a chance to see that as much, as everybody's just having to be so reactionary to plain paths and hard shifted first circles.
One team that really should go to their secondary drop is the AAA. They have 0 points today.
Oh, well, hey, there's an opportunity. Show has fallen. Maybe you can kill him before he gets back up. Nope, never mind. He's been picked. Somebody's.
Nah, he's been picked up.
There was a chance.
Wait, how can you wait? You can loot while carrying someone? Touch with the buggy. He's gonna pull back. Doesn't want to overcommit there. Relo seems to have a better angle in mind. Or at least using the high ground for as much information as they can. But back here onto FaZe. Vex with the drop on the Landrin. And full confirm onto that as well. So Kaishin down to 4. It's down to 3, sorry.
And they still have to push in through FaZe, who's now moved strong gatekeeping position in front of them. And it is a brick wall of teams. No matter which way Kaishin goes, there's a little bit of an opportunity to maybe squeak in between Gex and Oath to the north of this. New Happy still trying to continue their crunch in position as they're trying to find a way to make their way through this. Danois is trying to hold them out a little bit, as well as the remnants for E36. But E36 looks like they're a little bit more caught into it. Rex, very close. So much trigger discipline right now, just waiting to see who moves around him. This paid off big for him last round and managed to pick up 2 very, very quickly, see if maybe he can repeat it. Salut's taking a lot of damage at range, and that is going to be one of the members down, as Non is going to be able to take down one of the members for Danois. And now it's also going to be Game Home on the other side of it. Rex feels like he's got the opportunity. He's got the smokes looking around between what's going on. He's the last member up for his squad. He has got to make this work. Bouncing between the smokes, and no! He is going to go down. Danois Esports is eliminated, so it's going to be a little bit more of an opportunity and continue the crunch in towards Puerto.
Yeah, too little too late there for Danois. Rex just wasn't able to pull the trigger, wasn't able to go aggressive when his team needed him to do so. But look at all these teams all trying to crush in from the west side, just barely outside the zone into the blue. And they're not going to be able to stabilize. Kaishin goes down. FaZe Clan are the ones to annihilate them. But they're still in the midst of trouble because they have Ender 36 taking care of them. You got Gex. You got New Happy. And that's only just talking about the west side. We have Unique here just doing light work of Sonics.
Great job on that one. New Happy trying to continue their push in, do find success as they manage to take down the remnants of Interforce. They've got to continue their creep in at the time, as it's going to be just so many fights stacking up, as it looks like Oath is going to be coming in right back behind Unique, and where they just managed to clear out 4 them. Might be able to spot out Dante as he's trying to make his way forward, but the truck is going to be a mini tank and take most of those bullets for him. To Briso itself, these teams to the north not having to make too big of a movement, but Unique slowly and steadily encroaching into Oath, but now knows that they have to be cautious. They heard the secondary shots in the distance. Down the hillside, it's going to be Oath that makes a little bit of a reposition that was entirely unexpected by Unique. So do manage to pick up and killing it, but they have to be cautious. New Happy still pushing up step by step back behind them. So Oath trying to keep an eye back behind them as well as in front, trying to creep forward into the safe zone.
Yeah, now Gex went into this party too. Dante with a great grenade. Oath are in a terrible situation. They're going to have to rely on their firepower to break themselves out of it. And we've seen them pull out some miracles, but with 4 teams all surrounding them. Now Balefrost going down as well. This is not very good. Unique have taken some licks themselves, down to 2, forced to fall away. They can't commit to this fight fully either. But New Happy and Gex are both in prime position to really take advantage of this.
A doozy has to be careful. He continues making this push back behind everything that's going on, and he could reveal himself to New Happy as well. Ming looks like he has an idea on what's going on, but actually takes a lot of damage and just has to drop back behind the sprinklers themselves, using those for cover. Gex now creeping in just a little bit more. One of the members for New Happy is having to contend back into the west to make sure that he's covering everything that's going on at the time. But now it's starting to become a fourth level of party that's going on as everybody is trying to get involved in this to get control over the north. And Yan Li goes down on a secondary position coming up from New Happy. That means the fact that it's starting to calm down between Oath and Unique while this is going on, and becoming a new secondary fight that's really kind of being contained between Gex and New Happy at the time.
Where did Don come from? He just roamed around the west side of Gex and is absolutely dismantling them. Oath and Unique are still fighting it out, seeing who can't survive with the few members that they have remaining. It's all up to a doozy. He's going to go down to Relo. So Unique do still get annihilated. 7 kills for Oath. They got the revive on one of their drop members, so they're still at 3. And Kickstart with the northern angle. This could be a lot more salvageable situation than it looked just prior, but MMing as the angle has the headshots and Kickstart gets dropped again.
None! He's just in everything right now. He's just walking around the map, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to shoot at you. I'm going to shoot at you. Guess what? Let's add more to the Oath problems, as it's going to be Space Station Gaming that just kind of strolls in and is like, oh, here's a weakened Oath. I'll just go ahead and take that and leave. But guess what? Nan's like, did you shoot in my area? Because now I have to try to kill you. Just cresting up and looking for whatever is moving. Spots out Oldest, already going for some shots into it. That's going to be New Happy at 10 kills already.
Here comes Space Station Gaming. They left TSM. They left them to die on their own elsewhere. And now they're trying to post up on the northeast side. Not committing to the fight, waiting for the circle. New Happy are doing the same. Where's it going to go? Southeast. Medium hard shift. GEN.G still don't have to move. But we'll see if the high ground of whoever comes out on top in this fight here, or even MCG on the west, could be the crucial position to win this game.
I'm curious to see how we're going to see Space Station Gaming want to play this. They know the fact that they have an opportunity to retreat from it. Gex is kind of going in a dangerous position, and Xenon does a good job of getting the spray into Don, who's been such a problem for everything that's going on around here. Last member up for Gex, seeing if maybe he can get a little bit more control of what's going to be going on, but it also provides an opportunity for Multi-Circle Gaming back behind this. Space Station Gaming still sitting at 4 players and quite strong, as they haven't been involved in too many firefights. Just a little bit of the kerfuffle that was going on with TSM a little bit earlier. They've just leaned into the protection of the coast. There is Ming that is very, very close to Space Station Gaming, though, but they have a read on it. Already underhanding the grenades, forcing them away from that point, and now Multi-Circle Gaming getting a little bit more hazardous on the backside of what's going on between New Happy. Space Station Gaming, though, now finding themselves in trouble, as it's going to be a couple of shots coming up from the other angles onto this one, and it's going to be Ming finding onto one of them. Sharp Shot's trying to get a little bit more damage back into what's happening. Ming does go down and get flushed, but Multi-Circle Gaming in no rush to push into this, but it is going to be the last member up for New Happy that looks like he has some goals.
Yeah, it's MCG push from the west side that, along with SSG's push on Ming, like New Happy's game is basically over at this point, but still a huge amount of kills, 10 of them. And if CP Yan's rotation is spotted, he gets 1, he gets a confirm on Keenan, that's 11. But over here on GEN.G, they're forced to push around, rotate towards the west side.
Oh, Ling Du bringing out, find more damage into this one. Xenon, the last one up. He knows he's in some trouble there. He's got a Bolty keeping an eye on him. It feels like Multi-Circle Gaming is starting to abuse this high ground advantage they've got. Xenon doesn't even care that Multi-Circle Gaming is back behind him. He's like, look, we were going after Oath. You took Oath from us, so I'm going to see if I can get something out of it. And just following down right back along this path where we can see Space Station Gaming trying to retreat from. And that could provide him an opportunity. If he can manage to sneak this long enough, that could be big for him. GEN.G, though, is aware of where we see Space Station Gaming coming from, so this is not an easy retreat from them at all.
A little bit of cover here. Small, shall we say, half a bowl. It's sliced off on the side, but it's a bowl from the west. And MCG in the power position, roaming through the fields. while Xenon is trying to stay alive, stay unseen, and put himself in a position to pick up a few extra kills at the end. 5 teams remaining. Game Home still need to push inside the circle. I think they have a small little lip to play with, but no, Xenon's the one to be discovered. Here are the top 4 teams for Game 5.
Spread across this, it's 3, 3, 3, and 2. Game Home up against the wall right now. Circle, where are you going at the time? Looks like it's going to lean into where most of our players are at, so Game Home has the difficulties ahead of them. GEN.G can just use the hillside and kind of creep up into it, as well as Roth kind of tagging in. That does mean that Multi-Circle Gaming, though, now knows if they're wanting to get control over this area, it's got to be a push into Space Station Gaming's controlled area. Trying to peek up the top of this is going to be a little bit hazardous, but they do see one. Oh! Ling Du shot goes a little bit wide. Roth taking a couple of shots, now going to reveal his position. GEN.G not wanting to get too involved just quite yet. PO is going to have to contest on what's going on against Game Home at the time.
Sharp shot goes down. MCG prime apex position over SSG. The revive's coming through though. They're allowing this to happen. They aren't able to confirm. They don't want to overpeak. And it's a pretty conservative play. They don't want to get spotted out by GEN.G, potentially wrapped by another squad as well. But maybe that revive could be what ends up biting them later on in the game. It's all about gambles, PUBG. But Ling Du, there it is. There's another knock on the Roth. Finds its mark.
Well, with this going on, that might provide a little bit of an opportunity for Game Home. I mean, it's not the biggest of one, but connecting into a shot and taking down Tank while this is going on. Sharp's still trying to look up into what's happening right now, trying to protect. He's the last one up, pushing up the hillside, but Summer doesn't have too much of a worry with it. Takes a little bit of damage, but now we're going to see Multi-Circle Gaming having to look back over in this, trying to get the res into what's happening. And yes, Game Home trying to use this creeping forward. They've got the blue back behind them, but GEN.G on one angle, Multi-Circle Gaming in the other one, and the slow and steady approach is going to bite them because it is now two teams that are beaten directly in on.
Like, I want to criticize Game Home for waiting so long to try and push into the circle, but honestly, I don't think they would have any safe passage either way. They reveal their position but with all the smokes that they have, and yeah, it's just running into death. The fact that they were able to wait for SSG to go out so they get one more placement point by going out in third, well, that's at least, you know, something. Some
Moral
advantage that they were able to get. Exactly. And now it's just going to be GEN.G versus MCG. MCG have just been waiting here on the high ground. GEN.G have an opportunity. They have a position to rotate around. But still, I don't know how they're going to break through. I think it's going to be phase 8 that is going to have to be what gives them any sort of leg in this fight.
Buckle up, everybody. This is going to be a good team fight. Squads that have been fighting it out, second and third respectively. PO lines up a grenade right on top of Tank. This little bit of a dip. Ling Du trying to find an angle to work with. Does manage to get down PO. Here comes the push up from GEN.G. Summer now the last one up. Spots out where Ashura should be at, but trying to retreat away from it, using the Molotovs around him, thinking maybe he can get a different angle to work from. Ashura playing off of one side of it. Now it's going to be a Nox back on the other angle for it. Goes for the spray into it. Summer takes a ton of damage, and GEN.G are going to be the ones that take it.
Who needs a circle in your favor when you have PO completely unspotted by MCG and is able to nail that grenade where it counts? Sure, he gets knocked, but his follow-up secondary grenade does the work for the second knock. And it was just easy work to find that last player onto MCG. So, GEN.G, 2 wins in a row. Bit of a slow start today, but this is still one of the greatest PUBG teams ever.